Kunya Dui is used to feeling on edge. The sticky liquid he's scratching off these poppy seed pods is raw opium, and growing it is illegal.
As an opium farmer, I can't ever relax, not even at night. My body may sleep, but my mind never rests. I'm always worried.
The police could show up at any time and destroy his fields. But farmers here don't see any alternative. They used to make a living growing mangoes or avocados, but transport costs have risen so much that they can no longer earn enough money from those crops. So Kunya Dui's whole village lives from growing opium poppies. It doesn't make them rich, but they can afford tin roofs for their homes, and even the occasional satellite dish. The biggest benefits are less obvious. Thanks to the profits from the opium harvest, these children can go to school. And the elderly and ill can afford to take an ambulance to the nearest hospital. Although both the police and the army also profit from the opium trade, the farmers never feel safe. Last year, police arrived in Kunya Dui's village and destroyed the harvest.
All of the families in the village lost their income. We didn't have enough money to cover the costs for the year, so we had to borrow money from the opium dealers. Some people gathered firewood or sold sweet potatoes. Others tried their luck as day labourers in the city or went straight to Thailand.
Myanmar has considerable natural resources, gold, precious stones, and coal. That's one reason why the various ethnic minorities in the country have for decades been engaged in armed struggle for greater independence from the central government. Peace talks have been stalled for years. The much-hailed opening of Myanmar is only very slowly arriving in this eastern region. Many here don't see much of a future for themselves and their families. Some 600 kilometers away is the border town of Tachilek. It's the main smuggling hub in the infamous Golden Triangle of Myanmar, Thailand, and Laos. A lot of people who want to travel from eastern Myanmar to Thailand pass through here, both legally and illegally. This checkpoint, a few kilometers from the border, is where officials hope to catch illegal migrant workers and people smugglers. The officers of the Special Anti-Human Trafficking Unit inspect every suspicious vehicle. People from Myanmar can legally work in Thailand, but many find the official procedure too complicated. The officers are paying particular attention to this group. One of the women is under 25, too young to travel to Thailand. Young women are often targeted by gangs of human traffickers looking for new recruits for Thailand's sex industry.
This week we've arrested 8 or 9 brokers. As long as they're on trial, we look after the victims, and then we help them get back to their hometowns, if that's what they want.
But most try to cross the border on their own, or with the help of family members. Those who make it often end up in settlements like this one, on the outskirts of Chiang Mai in northern Thailand. Now the work is finished for the day. Everyone here is part of the ethnic Shan minority. Most of them earn less than the legal minimum wage of around €8 a day. But that's still more than they would make at home. Jai Lang tells us that even though they live in this camp, they still worship Buddha with this little altar just like at home. Jai Lang is also from Myanmar. He's lived in Thailand with his family for 20 years.
I'm happy when I don't think too much. But deep in my heart, I'm not happy. This is not my home. Sometimes I wonder whether I'll live the rest of my life like this, or whether I'll go back.
Many here would like to return home. Some feel that Myanmar's migrant workers never quite settle in Thailand. It's an existence on the fringes of society. Those without official documentation are especially in danger of exploitation. But many feel they have no choice.
In my heart, I know it wasn't the right decision to come here. But if I think about the situation in our country, I know I have to stay. If the situation there changed, I would return. But it's very difficult to find a job there, so we have to stay.
Many of the migrant workers hope that the political reforms in Myanmar will improve the situation in their homeland. Then they might be able to return, and their children would finally have a proper home.